So, hold on. Let me make sure everybody is know we are. Give me 1 second. Mm-mm. That's first. Hey, Quita. Quita's on there. Hey, Quita. I'm just gonna start.
Hey,
Yeah, I can see my screen. You caught gold today?
I didn't. I didn't. I seen all the hoopla though.
Yeah, I
You
see.
got it?
Uh, yeah, I got it. I'm holding.
Okay. Get that money.
Yeah,
Y'all get that money.
yeah. Let me look at gold. Let me show you. Because 30 made a new high. So did Nas. Nas made a new high. But the gold is consolidating. It's kind of just been moving sideways like this right here. Even on a 4 hour. These two doji candles right here. It's consolidation. It's not. It's moving sideways. So that's why I say I'm holding because it's gonna break to the high. So I'm gonna hold. So good though. All right. Well, Nas didn't make a new high. Or it did make a new weekly high. Excuse me. The weekly high is new highs 42, 401. Uh, section would be the high 4201, 42401.1. Below 41570.3. So the midweek resistance is 41985.7. So at the new high, basically rejected right off the midweek area. And you got in just underneath the midweek. Pretty good. If you're in this already, you can move your stop into profit and hold it. Now it's made a new weekly high as well. The new weekly high is 21,438.96. At the high, 41,438.96. And the low at 6,320,639.02. Um, I'm trading a prop on EA, the EA prop, the trade locker. I use MT4 too. I do have a list of brokers inside of the Discord under the broker section. The MT4 and prop, and I also use Liquid Broker too. And Liquid has its own platform. 21,038.99 is the mid section now. 038.99. So holding this as well to the high that already broke past this 4-hour order block here. And broke past it. So I'm anticipating it to hit that high sometime tomorrow. It might break past that high. Um, Trade locker. I use Trade Locker too. That's the platform that the EA prop is trade uses that platform. They use that one and they use Match Trader. I think it's gonna hit this high up here like next week. Because that's the daily order block. Yeah. I'm thinking now this.
Can I screenshot this?
So yeah, see this order block up here? That's the target for Nas. Like going into like that's the high right there. And that's the order block that is moving towards. That's also a weekly order block. We've been on a daily trend. We've been on a daily trend now for since we came out of this order block here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Got a slight pullback. 10, 11. So for the past 2 days, we've been on a buy trend. One. All right, to that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Go. Yeah, Mom. I will.
So we've been on a buy trend over a week already. So this right here is definitely the target for now.
Wait. Oh. It's
This is the order block that is getting ready to come into. Yeah, even though you don't see it there, this is one here. This one. Same area. Same area. Right, same area here that it sold from before. So that's why that's my take profit right now, because I'm expecting it to reject out of this area before it comes up here. So if you're in 30, what do you know? Right inside of an order block. This 4-hour order block is inside of a daily order block. That's what it's going into. Yeah, I'm thinking it's gonna break that high. 42,847 for the high for US 30. It could hit that high tomorrow. Because it's already sitting at the high. We might have a pullback during during Tokyo session. And Bitcoin is doing this. But it's not breaking this order block right here on the 1 hour. It's like coming in here, it's toying, or I think it's retesting it. Yeah, like look. I think it's testing this order block here. That's what it looked like. Because that's the area it came into before. Right there. If I move this real quick, you can see the retest. So man, so you can see how it came and retested price right here. I'm still anticipating Bitcoin to go back up. This is still the target.
Yo, Queen,
Yeah.
a picture, right,
Mhm.
about Bitcoin, and I noticed this before where the wick barely touches the order block. Like, what is that? What is that reading to me when I see stuff like that?
Like it's barely touching the order, like how it's coming up here and not actually hitting the order block yet. Because
Yes,
that's right here.
and it correct.
That means that's where it's still headed. That's where it's trying to go. This is still the target because it made a new high before it came back down. So
So,
that's the target. It didn't make a new low. It's retesting price at this level. You got consecutive retests right here. 1, 2, 3. It's just retesting this area.
so what if it does that moves away from the order block going the opposite direction?
This is a pullback that you're seeing here. This is a pullback that you're seeing here. This
What
is
I was looking at, it was on the 1 hour. What I was looking at.
like right here. Yeah, this is a pullback because it's not pulling back past this area. Like if you had a candle below this, like a whole candle closed below this, then it would look like it's not like this would be a target that you would be still targeting to buy from because it's still in a buy direction. It's still in a buy trend. You follow the trend of the daily. So when we putting our trend on, we looking at the daily trend. Right? And if you look at the daily trend on Bitcoin, it's a buy trend. It hasn't broke the trend. That's where it's buying from. See?
Yeah, right there. You see that order block right there on top of the highs.
Mm-hmm.
The one
This
that,
one? Yeah, it's
yeah,
consistent. It's consistently making new highs. That's why I wouldn't this is still the target. Like it's gotta retest this before before it confirms itself. It has to retest that high. And it has
yeah.
not
Because
broken
sometimes,
this trend.
yeah, I be seeing that sometimes it be trying to touch the order block, but then it moves like completely away from the order block, and then later in the future, that's when it goes back up there. But I
Yeah,
guess
the
like it makes sense.
pullback.
But
That's the pullback.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it pulling back. So when it goes towards the order block, the order block here, and it doesn't actually come into the order block. That's it's still headed. That's still the target. When it pulls back, like it makes a high and pull back, that don't mean that's not still the target. It's just pulling back. And some pairs have a stronger pullback than others. So when it's doing this like this, these red marks right here, and it's touching the trend. So if you put it on your trend and you only took buys at your trend line, like when it's wicking this trend line like this, those are all entry points. Those are all points of entry along the trend. As long as it's not breaking this trend, and a break of the trend would be a candle close below the trend line on this 4 hour. But these are pullbacks. Even when it did this, when it made the high, it pulled back and went right back up. and didn't break the trend, the daily trend. So you put your trend line on a daily time frame, even if you're looking at it on the 1 hour, you still following the daily trend. You see, your entry's still at that line, even on the 1 hour. So just put the trend on your daily time frame and then drop down to look for your entries. But those pullbacks is like where you can take like add in positions. When it pull back like that, that's your chance to add in some positions on Bitcoin. It's coming, it's touching your trend, and you see it's not breaking the trend, that's a chance for you to add in more positions. This was my, it hit my TP2, but this is still my target. This was the target right here. I just didn't want to hold it to this high. But this is the target. Here is the high, the 4 hour order block, which is likely inside of a daily order block. Yep. And that's where it's going. Same thing here. You want to add in the trend line here. These pullbacks that's happening now, those are like chances to add in more positions. So here, if you want to hold it to the high, you're still in DJ and you want to hold it to the high, you can add in positions. DJ made a new weekly high, so let's adjust that. Weekly high is 195.630. Four is 707, 192, 707, 195, 630, and The midweek area is now 194. Now it's 169. So, about another entry. The DJ. Oh, but hold it to the high. And if you're already in it, if you already in it, then you can set the stop under the dolphin, which will also set you into profit. If you're holding it to the high, just move this one into the stop loss. This way you're in profit in here and you're just holding it here. But if you want to take a new position when it pulled back during Tokyo and Sydney, when a New York session open, you can look for another entry if you want to add in position. If you're in gold, you should be in profit. But gold is moving sideways. It's been moving sideways for some hours. It hasn't broke that high 308. It hasn't broke that 308. It's been moving sideways. It's making higher highs as it's moving sideways. Really. But on the 4 hour, you can clearly see its consolidation. So if you're not in gold, it's not too late to get into gold because of the high that we're holding it to. If it comes down, let me see. Entry here. Okay. So if you're not already in gold, you can get a position in gold. So right around London, and look for entry in gold. Right now, it's just moving sideways. Let's see if US 30 will pull back. I will wait to see it. Like this one is gone. So it's not like this one is going. But you can get in GJ still. You can get in gold if you're not already in. And Bitcoin is out of entry, rejecting from the trend line. Yep, see it already started pulling back up. Okay. There's the doji forming on a 30-minute. Yep, already made a pattern for entry. It already started pulling back up. Rejected right from the trend line. There's your entry pattern now on Bitcoin. If you're not in Bitcoin, you can get in. So go wait to London. Could pull back some. Get in more towards London. Nas in the 30 is already going. Let GJ pull back to an entry. Secure your profits if you're holding it to the high. Any other pair y'all want me to look at before we close out?
No, not really. I just have a question. Like today on, was it NAS or US 30? I was
Mhm.
waiting for a pullback on the 4 hour because I thought that's what I was supposed to do before I entered, but it clearly just went up. Was I just supposed to wait until it closed above the weekly high and then just look for the entry pattern on the 15 to catch
So
that? Because
on
I
a
was
Nas,
kind of confused. Yeah, NAS and US 30 because they were both around the high of the weekly, no?
yeah,
I think so.
they was already sitting up at the high
Yeah,
before they
with
made
no
the new high.
pullback though.
They did
Yeah, but
not pull back. No,
yeah.
it
So I
didn't
was
pull back.
wondering how did I enter? How do I enter off that?
So you just drop to the 15 and look for the pattern. Like
That's
you
what I
see,
was thinking.
yeah. Because
So okay.
if it's not pulling back, you drop down. Like, look, it made the pattern directly on the 15, on the 9,
Yeah, yeah, because that's what I noticed when I. Mm-hmm.
and on the 30. It made the pattern.
Okay, okay. All right, because what I was afraid of entering on the 15 and then it pulls back and takes me out, like, it does a proper correction because I didn't know, wasn't too sure.
No, you enter on the 15. So when you see the pattern on the 15, so two candles on the 15 is 30 minutes. That's 30 minutes of telling you that it's going and like it's moving towards that direction. That's 30 minutes in time, especially if it's going in a direction of off of one of these levels. You understand? So you would give yourself some room and a stop. Like if it does like how I did here, like how I pulled back a little bit here.
Yeah.
You give yourself some room
Hmm.
and just hold it. If it like it bounces off these levels though, but it was below this level. It never came back to the midweek before we like did
Hmm.
the correction. It didn't come back to the midweek. It was sitting up at the high like during the whole evening. It was like doing it was
Yeah, it was
yeah,
at
it was
the
right
high of
here.
the week. Yeah.
Yeah, it was at the high. It didn't come back. And then when it
Hmm.
did pull back, it didn't pull back much.
Exactly. Yeah.
It didn't pull back much. So when you seen it make the pattern, that was your confirmation for entry. That's telling you that it's not pulling back no more. Like,
Okay, okay. I was looking for like a proper correction, like pullback on the 4 hour, like so I can see like a red candles coming down and then going up. So you're saying the pullback doesn't necessarily, so as long as it pull the same candle, the same 4 hour candle, as long as it pulls back itself, then I can look for entry. It doesn't necessarily have to make a red candle, a bearish candle.
no, it don't have to make that candle on. So you don't have to wait for it to make that candle on a 4 hour. Like,
Okay.
because the 4 hour is gonna take some time to make. It takes 4 hours to form that candle.
Yeah.
So you want to
Okay.
see the pattern happening sooner than later. That's why you look on a 15-minute for entry.
Yeah.
So you
No,
want to see
that
the moves happening earlier. You
yeah.
know what you already know what you're looking for. If you know you're already looking for buys and you seeing it start to reject, then you can go ahead and drop to your 15-minute and start looking for
Okay.
entry.
Okay, okay, okay. All right. Because the way how I was looking at it is that it was just too bullish, and that I had to wait for it to get the 4 hour to get bearish.
Mm.
So I was just thinking maybe there just wouldn't be a trade for Nas Nas or US 30 today. So that's why I wasn't paying attention to those. Yeah. All right. No, I get it. I get it now.
No, I see. No, because before New York, it started pulling back like right before New York session, like right
Okay.
during the start of New York session, it was pulling back. I was looking at it during like around 8 o'clock. But it started to reject right after 9 o'clock. You started seeing a rejection. Like you started seeing it wicking back up. So you just wait for the pattern for entry. Like if it's not pulling all the way back, you just wait
Hmm.
for the entry pattern.
All right. All right. Got it.
Any other questions, y'all? All right, so we all clear on that. We have
Hmm.
the Nas and the 30 is holding to the high if you in it. Gold is going still holding it.
And then go.
Yeah, and gold. So hold gold. This is the TP1. If you don't got the appetite to go to TP2, don't.
Uh-huh.
If everybody, you know your own risk tolerance. Okay, so trade according to your own risk tolerance. And Bitcoin is out of entry if you're not in Bitcoin. GJ, I will wait to New York session to see if it's gonna pull back anymore. Then where is that? Wait more towards New York session to start looking at GJ for entry. So we're gonna conclude today's call. We in the money and the green for the week, and it's only Tuesday. Let's green the rest of the week up.
That's what's up.
Let's green this week up. Stop
That's
saying.
up.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Keep it green. Let's get this
Let's
money.
keep it all green this week.